lot of made of quarterback play. Dillon Gabriel at rookie minicamp talked about some of the questions about his height, as well as how the pre-draft process with the Browns went.
Just like I said, the similar way of thinking about the game, and offensively, schematically, the whole nine. I just appreciate that, and I think naturally when you, in any profession, if you connect with a person, it just happens, and naturally it's our thing about football, but also as people, very easy people to, learn from and be coached by.
For us, the biggest criticism was your size. What do you have to say to those critics say that you might not be big enough?
I have nothing to say to the critics. For me, everyone has an opinion and is right to have their own opinion and can speak and how they feel. But for me, like I said, I'm simple, I'm focused. I got goals I want to accomplish. I would not be here if I listened to other people. So for me, it's listening to the right people, coaches, getting better every single day, and controlling what you can is when you get in between those white lines, dominating the moment, maximizing the moment, being present.
So we're going to go through this, I think, probably every time there's organized team activities and everything. I don't want to stack up who had better rookie minicamp. One, they're not in pads, but you addressed this on Browns 3D. How do these two rookies figure into the quarterback room?
I'm not sure, and I think I'm gonna slowly change here. I really do, because yes, on its surface, Dillon Gabriel was drafted 94th overall in the 3rd round. Shedeur Sanders was drafted 144th overall in the 5th round. Did Sanders deserve to go in the 5th round? No. Or did Gabriel go in the 3rd round? For a lot of reasons, maybe that he's not 6 feet tall. Probably the case. But these guys, there's really no reason that holding them back is going to do much. We're talking about a guy who's 24. We're talking about a guy who's 23. They have long resumes of what they did in college football. They are certainly well tested. If you think it's the height that's going to hold Dillon Gabriel back, well, he's 24. He's not going to grow anymore. So he's ready to go. Shedeur, you certainly, it looked on tape there were athletic limitations. It looked on tape, that, sometimes he was just, taking more sacks than he probably should have. Yes, certainly some of that was on the offensive line in Colorado as well. But at 24 and 23, regardless of where they were selected, they're about as ready to go as you can be. I mean, they're either, can make a little bit of a jump within themselves, within their play, adjust to NFL speed, being a little bit quicker, or they're just not going to be able to. So, I'm not necessarily sure what, playing whichever veteran, and, we're not keeping 4. And anybody who keeps bringing up the practice squad, neither Gabriel or Sanders is going to make it to a practice squad. If you put them on waivers, somebody is going to take them off your hands. So that's not an option. I'm just not necessarily sure. And this would come down to what you think this team is capable of as far as competing. And that would be, for me, the path would be starting Joe Flacco. But if you told me, and this is where I'm at, I believe, a combination of Sanders and Gabriel will start the most amount of games for the Cleveland Browns this year. I'm not sure which one of those guys would necessarily start more, as opposed to one versus one of them, who gets the more starts over the other one. But if you tell me this is a possibility where these guys combined are going to start over 10, maybe 13 games in 2025 for the Browns, so the Browns can get a good idea where these two are at, and, knowing that they have those 2 first-round selections in 2026. I mean, if I'm Cleveland, I want to see every drop of these guys. Not saying I'm still not going to go quarterback with one of those 2 first-round picks, but I want to have about as good a read on Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel as I possibly can.